You've lived in your body for 6 decades, maybe more. You've been through the wear and tear of life, the tough jobs, the long nights, the quiet struggles, and by now, you've probably made peace with a lot of things, the aches, the thinning hair, even the slowing drive. But there's one question that might still sit in the back of your mind, quietly, privately, and maybe a little awkwardly. Does it actually matter if you're circumcised or not? Not just when you were a baby, not back in your 20s, but now, as a man in his 60s or 70s, does that little detail from decades ago still affect anything? Your health, your performance, your sensitivity, your confidence. You might not even realize you've been wondering. Maybe it comes up in passing, a stray thought after a doctor's visit, or during one of those nights when things just don't feel the same. But here's what most men don't know, and hardly ever say out loud. This question is more common than you think. Plenty of men over 60 wonder if their circumcision status has anything to do with how things are changing down there. Whether it's dryness, discomfort, less sensation, or just feeling like something isn't quite right. And because it's such a personal topic, most guys don't bring it up. Not with their partners, not even with their doctors. But today we are. No judgment, no shame, just real talk. Let's finally get some answers and give that question the respect it deserves. You've probably never thought much about your foreskin or the fact that you don't have one. It's just how you were born or what your parents chose for you. Something that happened decades ago and life went on. But here's the truth. Whether you're circumcised or not, the state of your foreskin, or lack of it, still matters today, especially as you age. Because it's not just a flap of skin, it plays a role. And once you start looking beneath the surface, you realize it affects more than you might expect. See, the foreskin contains thousands of fine-touch nerve endings, some of the most sensitive tissue on your body. If you have it, it may offer more subtle sensation during intimacy, but it also comes with responsibilities. It needs to be cleaned gently, kept dry, and protected from irritation. If you don't have it, if you were circumcised, you've likely lost some of that fine-touch sensitivity over time. That's not your fault. It's just how the body adapts. The head of the penis becomes more calloused from exposure, less responsive than it once was, and you may not notice it until your 60s, when sensation starts to dull even more. But here's where it gets more important. The foreskin, or the scar tissue left behind, can impact inflammation, friction, moisture retention, and even bacteria levels. And over time, those factors don't just affect performance, they can affect prostate health too. It's not about whether one is better or worse. It's about understanding how your body works now and what it needs to stay clean, balanced, and responsive. Because when you know what's really going on, you stop guessing and you start taking control. Let's be honest, no one teaches you how to age with a penis. There's no manual, no conversation, just quiet changes that start to creep in, and you wonder if they're normal. Maybe your erections don't feel as full as they used to. Maybe the sensation during sex has faded, or maybe it just takes longer to get going and harder to stay there. Here's the thing most men never talk about. Whether you're circumcised or not, the way your skin responds, the way your nerves fire, the way friction feels, it all plays a role in how intimate moments unfold. If you still have your foreskin, it may provide a natural glide that reduces friction and dryness. But if you're circumcised, that glide is gone. And over time, that can lead to subtle irritation, reduced sensitivity, and even discomfort during intercourse. And it's not just physical. When you don't feel as much, you don't want as much. You may start to avoid sex, not out of shame, but out of frustration or numbness. And slowly, that can leak into your relationship, your confidence, your sleep. You start thinking something's wrong with you, but here's the truth. Nothing is broken. You're not less of a man, you just haven't been given the full picture until now. Here's the part nobody warns you about. Even if you're doing your best, you might still be doing it wrong. Not because you're careless, but because no one ever told you what to actually do. Let's start with hygiene. If you're uncircumcised, maybe you were never really taught how to clean the foreskin properly, or how easily trapped moisture can lead to irritation, even infections. And if you are circumcised, you might assume you're in the clear, but that's not always true. Scar tissue, dryness, or microscopic cracks in the skin can still invite bacteria, especially if you're overusing harsh soaps or not moisturizing afterward. Then there's the myth about sensitivity. Some men think rubbing harder or using more friction will wake up their nerves again. But the truth is, overstimulation can actually make things worse, numbing you further, desensitizing what's already fading. And the biggest mistake? Thinking it's just part of getting older, shrugging it off, convincing yourself this is just how it is now. That quiet resignation is the most dangerous habit of all, because when you believe there's nothing you can do, you stop trying, you stop paying attention, and slowly you drift away from the man you used to feel like. But it doesn't have to be that way, not once you know better. There are real science-backed ways to support your sensitivity, blood flow, and confidence, no matter your age and no matter your circumcision status. It starts with understanding what your body needs now. For example, circulation-boosting nutrients like L-arginine, citrulline, and ginseng can help improve blood flow and restore firmness. Natural oils like coconut or clove oil can restore moisture and prevent micro tears that come from dryness. And zinc, especially in older men, plays a key role in hormonal balance and tissue repair. But beyond products or pills, it's about daily care. If you're uncircumcised, gentle cleansing under the foreskin daily with warm water and mild soap is essential. If you're circumcised, moisturizing after showers helps prevent that dry, leathery feeling and keeps your tissue supple. And for both, hydration, reducing sugar, and minimizing friction during intimacy can go a long way. It's not vanity, it's self-respect. It's giving attention to a part of your body that served you faithfully, even if quietly. You're not alone in this. Thousands of men your age are rediscovering themselves by asking questions that used to feel taboo. They're learning that erections aren't just physical. They're emotional, relational, and deeply personal. And when you start caring for that part of you, the part that holds your vitality, your memory, your manhood, something powerful happens. You don't just perform better, you feel more alive. You walk differently, you sleep more peacefully, you reconnect with your partner, not just sexually, but emotionally. So here's the takeaway, brother. Circumcised or not, you deserve to understand your body fully, deeply, and without shame. You deserve comfort, sensation, and confidence, not just in your youth, but in every chapter of life. And it's never too late to start, because manhood doesn't fade, it evolves. And when you start honoring your body with curiosity instead of criticism, with care instead of silence, you begin to reclaim something that's been waiting for you all along. If this spoke to you, if you're ready to take back your health, your confidence, and your connection, start with the small steps we mentioned. Share this video with another man who needs to hear it. And most of all, don't let age dictate your story. This chapter can be your most powerful yet.